are listening to the Standard News Podcast, August 16th edition. Today's headlines include Uxbridge confirms startup funds for Uxbridge Creative Connection Support Program, Tracy McGarry looking to continue her involvement in Scugog as Ward 5 Councillor, City of Kawartha Lakes to make a decision on short-term residential rentals, Uxbridge Bruins are ready to roar this season, and Brits on the Lake celebrating its 10th year. Tracy McGarry looking to continue her involvement in Scugog as Ward 5 Councillor. Dan Kearns, The Standard. Scugog. Tracy McGarry is hoping to improve Scugog in several ways if she is elected as Ward 5 Councillor. Miss McGarry is running against current Ward 5 Councillor Jennifer Back and Lance Brown for the Ward 5 Councillor seat. Scugog is a great place to live and raise a family. I want my children to be able to return to Scugog, live here, have successful careers, but most of all, raise my future grandchildren here, she said in a press release. My goal is to represent the people of Ward 5. I am looking forward to hearing their ideas, their vision for Scugog, and being their voice. One of the things Ms. Garry wants to focus on is controlled growth in the township, which includes housing that reflects the needs of young families and seniors, and growing the township's industrial core and attracting clean, vibrant, technology-based enterprises that provide a diversity of group employment opportunities. In the release, she also added she wants to support unique agricultural initiatives in the township. Regarding the environment and Scugog's waterfront, Ms. McGarry said in the same release that she wants to support all aspects of the economic development and tourism agenda and Scugog's waterfront, and ensure that the township is being environmentally conscious in all aspects. Tax-wise, she wants to create incentives for industrial growth of larger industrial businesses in the township. She said in the release this will help to keep urban taxes in check when there is more of an industrial tax base to share the load. Ms. McGarry has been a manager at Community Living North Durham for over 18 years and has lived in Scugog for about 17 years. She has also served for 8 years as a director on the Scugog Chamber of Commerce and is the current co-chair of the Scugog Housing Advisory Committee. Ms. McGarry told The Standard what she thinks she could bring to the council table. I've got the leadership skills to be successful. I'm innovative and creative, and I think outside the box. Despite not having run for council before, Ms. McGarry said she's looking forward to tackling some of the challenges the township will face in the next 4 years if elected. I like to learn, so it's an opportunity for me to see community involvement from a different side as well, and be part of making a huge difference in the community. City of Kawartha Lakes to make a decision on short-term residential rentals. Kawartha Lakes. City staff completed an extensive review of short-term residential rentals and provided an informational report to Council at the June 19th Council meeting on the outcomes of the review and proposed options for Council considerations. Staff has developed 3 options for Council consideration. Staff are recommending Council adopt the first option, which is to monitor short-term residential rentals. The status quo option means that no new policies or bylaws are recommended. Option 1 outlines the following. Continue to respond by bylaw violation complaints as per current practices and bylaws. Implement new processes to fully use existing legislation to address complaints. That the Clean and Clear Bylaw 2014-026, Animals Bylaw 2017-039, Open Air Burning Bylaw 2016-110, Fireworks Bylaw 2007-236, and the Noise Bylaw 2005-25 be amended to reflect that the onus is additionally placed onto the property owner, to ensure they are taking responsibility for the activities occurring on the properties they own. Conduct an education campaign and information sharing process to inform property owners, cottage and road associations, and visitors of their responsibilities, bylaws and regulations, as well as increased fines for repeat violations of the bylaws. Increase proactive enforcement of bylaw violations and conduct random and focused enforcement. In partnership with police services and municipal law enforcement staff, continue to be available to the public, council, and other city staff as a general information resource. The city's fees bylaw outlines the fees that can be charged to the owner of a property for inspections by municipal law enforcement staff that result in a bylaw violation being found. City staff are also recommending wording changes and removing free additional inspections to make the schedule clear that fees are only charged when a violation is found. The changes will also protect owners of short-term resident rental properties from vexatious complaints by including provisions that fees for service are only levied if bylaw violations are found. The inspection fees schedules, as suggested in the report, will allow cost recovery of the associated inspection, and fees will increase over repeat issues. Staff have developed a tracking tool within the city's complaint management database to track calls coming in specifically for rental properties. The second option is to introduce a registration program for owners who rent their properties for 30 days or less. This option would be to increase municipal law enforcement hours of service during the evenings and on weekends from May 1st to October 31st annually. Numerous pieces of legislation already exist to deal with many of the reported impacts resulting from short-term residential rentals. The city's enacted bylaws address matters pertaining to parking, noise, property standards, burning, animals, and domestic waste disposal. Provincial law and statutes exist to address alcohol and controlled substance consumption, unsafe operation of motor vehicles or watercrafts, and septic issues. For more information, read the Short-Term Residential Rentals Follow-Up Report on the city's website.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird.
It's a plane.
No, it's the Standard.
It's what?
It's the Standard newspaper serving Durham Region and the city of Kawartha Lakes. For all your local stories and much more, pick up the Standard today. Call 905-985-6985 or visit www.thestandardnewspaper.ca. Read it today.
Uxbridge confirms startup funds for Uxbridge Creative Connection Support Program. Cassidy McMullen, The Standard, Uxbridge. Councillor Fred Bryan couldn't help but tear up after Rita Van Haltren and Robin Don made their presentation to Uxbridge City Council for startup funding for their new non-profit, Uxbridge Creative Connection Support Program, UCCSP. UCCSP is a program for adults with intellectual disabilities who have graduated from high school to provide recreational and pre-employment day programming that will teach life skills and integrate participants into the community. Currently, Uxbridge only has one program like it, and it has a 10 to 15-year waiting list, according to Ms. Dawn, who found out firsthand when she tried to sign her son, Dylan, up for it. Ms. Dawn and Ms. Van Haltren both have children with special needs. Their children graduated high school together this year and were looking for what to do next. Dylan thinks he's going to get a job because he knows when you leave school, you get a job, Ms. Dawn told the council, and I don't have the heart to tell him he can't do that. They're looking to fill the gap in programming for the community by running one themselves and branching out from there. Ms. Dawn said south of the 401 there are 50 to 60 different full-time programs, but that wasn't for their children. I want him to be engaged in this community, Ms. Dawn said. We have all sorts of volunteers in the community interested in helping out. Mayor Pat Malloy noted this programming was a big need in our community. Councillor Bryan tried to comment but got choked up, handing it over to Councillor Dave Barton instead. The best things that happen in Uxbridge are general volunteer-based, Councillor Barton said, supporting the township providing the $2,634 startup funding for the program. I think it's something to look at and see what we can do, Councillor Pam Beach said. For now, they'll be running the program out of Miss Van Haltren's property. The program will run 5 days a week, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., with a teacher and a Durham College co-op student. 3 days a week, students will be in the community participating in cooking classes, swimming, pottery lessons, volunteering, and, Ms. Dawn and Miss Van Haltren hope, working. They've already lined up with a future Uxbridge business owner to have their students work there, but have bigger dreams of operating a coffee shop for their students to work in. Council approved their request for funding, planning to take it from the township's golf fund. Uxbridge Bruins are ready to roar this season. Marlowe Stanfield, special to the Standard. The dog days of summer could be called the bear days recently, as the Uxbridge Bruins have been busy preparing for the 2018-19 Provincial Junior Hockey League season. The team recently announced its first slate of player signings for the upcoming season, as well as releasing their preseason schedule. Earlier this month, the Bruins brought 5 players back to the Den who all played significant roles with the team last year. The group was led by last year's team VMP goalie Ryan McConkey, who will be changing his jersey number to 33 this year. As well, leading scorer Aidan Riley, Ivan Cox Defenseman of the Year, award winner Matt Hunter, Cosmos/Vince's Market Media Award winner Michael Rennie, and former affiliate player Travis Buxey will all be in the lineup this year for Uxbridge. With a new head coach, Darren Trussler, at the helm, the Bruins get back on the ice in Stouffville this week with a prospects camp. Main camp follows next week, opening in Stouffville on August 20th. This week, the new recruits will be in action for a pair of games against the Midland Flyers of the PJHL Carruthers Division. On Friday night, August 17th, the Bruins host the Flyers at Stouffville Arena, with the action getting underway at 7:30 p.m. On Sunday afternoon, the action shifts to Midland for a 2:30 p.m. matchup. Next week, the team treks to Wasaga Beach on Sunday afternoon for a matinee meeting with the Stainer Siskins. On Friday, August 31st, the Bruins will host the Little Britain Merchants in Stouffville, and on Friday, September 7th, the team hits the ice for the first time in Uxbridge with the Port Hope Panthers coming to town. Check the official Uxbridge Bruins Facebook page or uxbridgebruins.com for more updates with the 2018-19 season just around the corner.
Brits on the Lake celebrating its 10th year. Sierra Howie, Scugog. On Sunday, August 19th, the Brits on the Lake Classic Car Show will be celebrating its 10th anniversary. We've been very grateful to have the support that we did from the Port Perry Downtown BIA for several years, said Bob Deshane, the founder of Brits on the Lake. The past 10 years have brought many challenges to overcome, as well as many great memories. Our first few years of the car show were met with pouring rain. Luckily, almost no one left. The Brits on the Lake car show is fortunate to be held on pavement instead of a field, to eliminate the risk of being washed out. The only obstacle we have to overcome is the good-natured joking about Brits being a wet show. There has always been an outpouring of support from residents, businesses, and the township of Scugog, as well as the Anglican Church, who hosts a traditional English tea. Mr. Deshane says, "I appreciate how much their work blends into and amplifies the character of our event. In the past, this event has included fun for children, town criers, bands, etc. This year, CTV will be launching their Mountain of Toys campaign in Port Perry at Brits on the Lake. We wanted to do something that would give back to the community in a very meaningful way. CTV's Mountain of Toys is in support of the Salvation Army and accepts unwrapped toy, check, and cash donations in order to give children in the GTA a joyful Christmas. CTV meteorologist Tom Brown will be at Brits on the Lake to help launch the campaign at 2:30 p.m. and receive donations at the event at Administration Center in front of the Port Perry Post Office. Everyone is encouraged to come out and meet Tom Brown and make a donation. Brits on the Lake is the second largest all-British car show in Ontario. In 2014, we had over 14,000 visitors and over 350 cars registered. Brits on the Lake is not only a car show, it's an event that's fun for the whole family and almost like a high school reunion, said Mr. Deshane. I meet old friends and teachers as I'm sure others do. The car show will be running from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Sunday, August 19th, on Queen Street in downtown Port Perry. Entry is free for spectators. For more information about Brits on the Lake, visit www.britsonthelake.com.
For more local news, visit www.thestandardnewspaper.ca. The Standard Podcast was produced by Greenstream Studio. Visit www.greenstreamstudio.ca for all your multimedia production needs.